Good afternoon. It's September the 29th, 2015. Time to recap today's trading. We came into today's market wanting to be a seller. Why did we want to be a seller? Yesterday, lower high and a lower low, so we were looking for a place to sell it. And even though we did trade up, the first move was lower for the day. And right now, the market is pointed lower as we move into the close. So, will this be confirmed on our F2 screen? And this is the way that we look at the markets daily. We look at every market the same way. The template's the same. You can see we have a B pattern. If I were to put all of this together, we definitely have a B. You can see that volume is below time. If I do an L, pretty good chance we've got a new distribution that started in the 78 area. And if we can break this low and turn that from support into resistance, we got a shot at a pretty good move. So this screen confirms the analysis that we are on F1 that we should be a seller. So if the market was to close right here at 68, we'd try to sell 75s to 80s, then 85 to 90 for sell 2. And we got to give it range. There's just a lot of volatility. I think if we're headed lower, the next place, we have this low over here at 61. So the 55 to 60 area would be buy one. That'd allow them to get stops beneath that low. And then 45 to 50, allowing them to get stops beneath 50. And if you wanted a resting limit order, it would be at 50, 50, 18, 50, 50. We have news tomorrow. ADP, 190K. That's down from where it has been. They got in line with the BLS right before the 2012 elections. They weren't going to get on the administration's bad side. Chicago PMI down from last month. It was at 54.4. It's forecast at 53.6. And then crude inventories, and I don't know what those will be. So everything's pointing to the sell side. Now, the big dynamic we face tomorrow is end of month, end of quarter. And if the selling does not get started early, those that are short will start to cover their shorts to lock in profits. Those that are long will do some window dressing to buy and get the securities in the account that they want, and that could push us back up really as high as 1900 for the close. So end of the month, end of the quarter dynamics, I think, are probably the biggest issue, biggest supporting factor that we have coming into tomorrow. Okay, had a couple of really quick moves up in treasuries. I think a lot of that was people exiting on the close. But the markets, the treasuries have been strong. They really pointing to higher prices right here. So we've got this move out of the middle that started way back when. Week plus 1 day, so last Monday, the 27.13 area, and we're at 28.25 last. So this market is pointed higher on the F1 screen. Looking at the F2 screen, it will be confirmed, as you could well imagine. And a very, very strong profile. So this market is notching up. You can see that volume is moving up in each of these distributions, and we're going to get a strong close. So this market will tell us to look for a place to buy it. Now we have ADP at 8:15 Eastern at 190K. That could change things a little bit. We also have end of the month, end of the quarter window dressing from the E-mini. So selling failure to take out 28 to the buck be the first trade. Then 3 to 7 for S2. Buy side, last rotate down is K. We had the breakout from 23.5. We're at 26. So 19 to 23 by 1. then 17 to 13 buy 2. Okay, looking at the 30-year. And again, the knob spread starting out this morning was at 28.25. We went out at 29.02, so we picked up on the knob spread. Last rotate up is 30, so selling failure to take out 58 to 04. Then 11 to 15 will be sell 2. On the buy side, last rotate down in L period was 22, so 17 to 21 buy 1. Then 5 to 9 buy 2. That's my Arabic writing. I keep, every time I move over to that other screen, I'm tempted to stop the recording. I don't know. Death wish. That means I have to do it again. Okay, looking at gold. Still like it to the downside here, but this 20 to 25 I think is pretty good support. So we'll make stops below 25, 23 to 25 buy 1. And then 19 to 21 buy 2. On the sell side, right where we were this morning, 30 to 32 gave us not the world's biggest trade, but made a little off of it. And then 35, 37 for sell 2. Iran, China, and Russia have formed a group to share intelligence and split the responsibilities in Syria and Iraq, no doubt. We are creating a new hegemon in the Middle East. It's just all those troops, all that money spent for naught. And this didn't have to happen. I'm not saying it was right to be there in the first place. It's always tough, but when you go in, you gotta go in to win, and then you can't give up the ghost. I mean, we still have troops in Germany and Japan, and I'm not saying they should be there that long in Iraq, but I mean, it's just bad news. Okay, crude oil, 44.25 is support, 45.50 is resistance. This says trading range written all over it. Yeah, the truth is stranger than fiction. That's always been kind of a saying, and you really don't believe it until you've spent many, many, many moons as an adult seeing all the trash that comes out of world capitals and what goes on in the world. Stuff that a rational human being would not do. Anybody with any level of intelligence wouldn't do that. And it's just done on a day-to-day basis. These people don't think they're ever going to get caught, is what it boils down to. Okay, 45.50, 45.75 is sell 1. 46 and a quarter, sell 2. I'm going to pick up this area over here, and then 45.50, 75 is just, I mean, that's where resistance is right now. On the buy side, 44.75, 44.50 buy 1, and 44 even, 44 and a quarter buy 2. That's why you you need less government. It just slows down the process of all these stupid mistakes and all this plunder of the public treasury. You always wondered why people hung around the court back in the old days, you know, hoping for crumbs from the table. And that's why you do it. It's a hell of a lot easier to buy influence than it is to create something. Can't stop the wheels of progress, but you sure as hell can slow them down. That's why it's great to know the short side of the market, and you know, if they screw up things in the United States, we can vacation 6 months plus out of the year at some other country where we have access to indexes around the globe and get after it. Probably won't be Finland. I read something funny that the Muslim refugees or immigrants or whatever you want to call them are leaving Finland to go back to Sweden, and their complaint is that it was too cold. I say, Finland to Sweden? Come on. What? I mean, Finland's got to be colder than hell if that's actually true. Higher low, higher high in the euro. Pointed up. And I think we're going to retest resistance in London. So first sell is going to be 1300. And 1325 for sell 2. On the buy side, right out of the middle, last rotate down was 45, so 50 plus or minus buy 1. And then we'll make 1225 buy 2 for want of a better number. 1215 might be a little bit better. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about Finland. I have none. I've been to Norway and in the dead of winter, and it was certainly cold. I've been to colder places in Norway though, at those moments in time. But yeah, it takes a lot of character to live in those places, or you just flat out don't have a way to get out of there. Although the air is about as clear as it can be when it gets real cold like that. Can see for miles and miles and miles. Folks, that's it for September the 29th. I will see you bright and early in the morning. I'm going to stop the recording right now, and then if Willie B is in the room, we'll show him that 4-pane panel, and if not today, tomorrow. I forgot about that.